You're listening to Missing Persons, brought to you by AbJack Entertainment. Be sure to check out some of the other great true crime podcasts from this network, including The Murder in My Family, DNA ID, Scene of the Crime, Zodiac Speaking, Beyond Bizarre True Crime, Campus Killings, Below the Surface, and Killer Communications. All of these podcasts are available for you to binge on right now, wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe where you're listening to this podcast so you don't miss an episode.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this podcast do not necessarily represent those of the podcast, its creators, or sponsors. This episode may contain unsettling or disturbing subject matter. Listener discretion is advised.
If you'd like to support Missing Persons and get VIP access to things like ad-free listening, early preview episodes, and bonus content of not only this show, but for every other podcast on the AbJack network of indie podcasts, consider subscribing to the show with an AbJack Insider subscription through Apple Podcast. For only $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year, you'll unlock a variety of listener benefits, and you'll be supporting the show in the process. Your support is greatly appreciated. Hey listeners, it's Mike Morford here, co-host of Missing Persons. We wanted to let you know that we have a quick update today about a case we recently covered, that of Jill Kloppenburg. We also wanted to let you know that starting 2 weeks from today, on April 25th, we'll be back with all new episodes of Missing Persons. We hope you'll join us as we dive into all new cases. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you back here soon.
Today we are bringing you an update on a missing persons case we recently brought you, the case of Jill Kloppenburg. Jill's friend Cindy was our guest, who told us that Jill went missing sometime in January 2025 from Tewksbury, Massachusetts. They reported her missing to the Tewksbury PD in February 2025. I have some news. Jill has been found. On March 10th of this year, a man from Tyngsboro, New Hampshire, called police in Nashua and reported a conversation he had at the beginning of February 2026 with an acquaintance named Sean Sullivan. Sullivan told the caller that in January 2025, he had accidentally shot a woman named Jill in the bedroom of his home. He said he was showing her a gun and he twitched and the gun went off and Jill was shot. If there was any chance she was alive, he would have called for help, but she died. So he panicked and hid her body. After a couple of days, he buried her underneath his two-car garage. Receiving this tip, Nashua police scanned missing persons databases and found a missing persons report for Jill Kloppenburg in the neighboring state of Massachusetts. Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan said investigators learned the last time there was communication through Jill Kloppenburg's cell phone was on January 14, 2025. After that, she vanished. The police interviewed Sean Sullivan on March 11, 2026. He admitted that he knew Jill and said the last time he saw her was in January 2025 when she visited him at his home. After that visit, he drove her home to Lowell, Massachusetts, and that was it. He knew that she had been reported missing. On March 13, 2026, Massachusetts State Police, along with Tyngsboro and Tewksbury Police, executed a search warrant, searching the garage of the Tyngsboro home on Audrey Avenue, where Sean Sullivan lived with his family. They used ground-penetrating radar on a visibly patched and epoxied area of the concrete garage floor and located an anomaly. The patched area was excavated with a jackhammer, and human remains were located in a large plastic bag. During this excavation process, Sean Sullivan had a second conversation with police on the scene, saying this time that he was showing Jill a gun when he accidentally twitched and shot her. Dental records proved that the remains in the garage belonged to Jill Kloppenburg. She had died from a through-and-through gunshot wound to her chest. Evidence showed Sean Sullivan was a friend of Jill's, according to Middlesex DA Ryan. Quote, she had been in his home and that he had allegedly been with her around the time of her disappearance, she said at a press conference. Once the remains were officially determined to be Jill, Sullivan was charged with her murder. He had initially been charged with murder of a Jane Doe, as well as assault and battery with a dangerous weapon to cause bodily harm, and improper disposal of human remains. Sullivan pleaded not guilty, his defense team saying the whole thing was a tragic accident. They claim he fell asleep next to Jill while holding a gun and he twitched in his sleep and the gun went off, killing her. Jill's childhood friends Cindy and Teresa said outright that Sean Sullivan was a liar, They had brought Jill's missing persons flyers to his home and asked him more than once if he'd seen her. He always said no. On March 17th, Sean Sullivan was arraigned in Lowell District Court on charges of murder, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon causing serious bodily injury, and improper disposal of human remains. Arguing for bail, Sullivan's defense attorney told the judge that the whole thing was a tragic accident and his client panicked. He has been bearing the weight of this tragic mistake on him, he said. He's been cooperative with police, had confessed, and is not a flight risk, his attorney maintained. However, the prosecution asked for no bail, and the judge sided with the state. Sullivan will await his probable cause hearing scheduled for April 17th in jail.
If you enjoy this podcast, please take a moment to tell your friends about missing persons and invite them to listen to the show. Word of mouth will help us grow and bring these cases to a larger audience. You can also help us by taking a moment to rate and review missing persons on the platform you're listening to us now on. If you want to get early and ad-free access to new episodes of Missing Persons and help support the show in the process, please consider a subscription through Apple Podcasts. For only $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year, you'll get early ad-free access to not only this show, but to every other show on the AbJack network of podcasts. You can get started with a free trial by searching for AbJack Entertainment in your Apple app, and we'll include a link in the show notes. If you want to find us on social media, we're on every major platform and on YouTube. Just search for Missing Persons Podcast. We'll include links to all of our social media in our show notes, and you can also visit our website, missingpersonspodcast.com. Finally, if you're in need of a platform to discuss a missing persons case that you're connected to, feel free to reach out to us on our website. We're happy to help. Just a reminder that new episodes of Missing Persons air every other Saturday. On behalf of Jess Betancourt, this is Mike Morford saying thanks, and we'll see you next time on Missing Persons.